Welcome to this course of Product Design and Value Engineering. In today's session, we'll discuss about product development and challenges of product development. What are different challenges of product development? As we know that product development is a very important process because all the companies thrives on new products. If you have a good new product, the chances of your survival are very high. And if you do not able to produce, if you are not able to produce new products, you are not able to produce good new products, the chances of your survival are very less. Now, while product development is very important, it is not an easy process. There are many different challenges involved in this product development, and some of these are the most important of these are cost, quality, product development time, and product of development of know-how. So what is cost of product development? We know that product development process start with idea generation. So we want to identify what customers need. For that we need to do some surveys. We need to hire someone to do this surveys, then analyze it. Then we need expert to generate ideas. We need to make some design. So we need design expert to make those ideas into realities. Then we need to test those ideas, so for that so much cost is involved in prototyping and testing, and then we are producing. So all these are cost involved with developing a product. Then another challenge is quality of product as well as quality of development process. So quality is also a challenge. We can develop product. Suppose we will develop a product very quickly, but to assure that the product we have developed is of good quality is really a challenge. Then development time. Now, as we are developing a product, and we know that we need a quality product, and if we take 10 years to develop that single quality product, then in 10 years time technology might have moved so much forward that our product will be already absolute. Before even coming to the market, our product will be absolute. So we do not want that to happen. So product development time is also an important aspect of product development, and we want to develop our product as quickly as possible but with quality. That is the trade-off. We want our product development process to be fast, but we want it to be effective as well. And development of know-how, that is also a challenge, to find out the person to develop a new product. And once we have developed single new product, the ability to repeat the process of developing new products, keep on developing new products in the future, that is also a challenge. There we see that many companies have developed a single good product, and that product will run for so much of time, but after that this that company do not have a new good product, and it will be out of the market. We see that Motorola has developed some good products, and it sold so many number of mobile phones in India, but after that they were not able to keep on developing new good products, and they were thrown out of the market. So to keep on developing, the ability to keep on developing new product is also a challenge. Now let us talk about cost of product development. How the cost of product development and the profit earned from the new product changes. So all this we see, this is the cost of development. Once the production start, our introduction phase will start, and this area is introduction phase, where very few people know about products. So what happen is, from here, from introduction phase, the sales will start and we will start to get some money. But before that, we need to invest so much. We need to invest so much money that by the time introduction phase ends, we will make very less sum of money. And most of the time during introduction phase, we are recovering our cost of development. Now, what are the different cost of product development? The first is research. Research about market, customer needs, and research about current products that are addressing those customers need. What can be done to improve that? Then in design and developing and prototyping, there will be some cost involved. Then tooling and product launch, there will be some cost involved. Then in production, we need to buy machines, new tools. We need to set up new factory. We need to hire some employers to make the product, to start the production. All these are cost of developing the new product, to set up new factories. And after that we start sales, and then comes the marketing, and then we will start generating some revenues. Till that we are just putting money in the idea. So all these are aspect of cost of product development. Now, how much will be this cost? That depends largely on the type of product, and how much will be the time of product development. That also depends on the type of product. For example, for a drug company, from a problem, a good idea, to drug approval, this is normally how much time it will take. Total of 8 to 9 years. So product development time for drug companies 8 to 9 years. But we know that for mobile companies, for cell phone manufacturer, it is mainly 8 to 9 months. So product development time will vary greatly depending on type of product, and the cost of development will also vary. In different phases there will be different cost of development. Okay, so this is just an example to give an overview that product development is not a definite process. Depending on your product, your complexity of product, the development time and development cost may vary. Now, for different type of product, the development cost may vary. For standard products, development cost will be less. For standard products, development cost is very less. So here it shows the cost. This axis shows the cost of development. For standard product, cost will be very less, because we know that we know most of the aspect of the product. We know that how the product is built. We know what are the design factors. We know that there are so many people which have already similar design. So all this will reduce our development cost, because we are not doing much innovations in design. We are mainly following steps and just making simple improvements, so the cost will be less. Then in platform design products, the cost will be moderate, and for customer custom design products, that is somewhat we can say similar to new product, the cost will be high. And while we are talking about the product cost, there are so many facets of product cost, there are so many aspects of product cost. What we see is, mainly we see is price. But product price, that's okay, I am buying a laptop and it is costing me 5 say 50,000 or odd rupees. It is just tip of one iceberg. Uh, Other than that, there will be environmental impact. In the product price, labor cost will be involved, scrap cost will be involved, customer perception will be there, unplanned downtime, warranty cost, training and education, cost of field failure, inspection, replacement, risk and management, unplanned downtime. All these costs will be included in their product price. So while we are only seeing this product price, there will be so many calculations of different types of cost and so much economic calculations, so much optimization and decision making, so much risk management will be there to decide this product price. And in the end, what we get is, okay, you will get this laptop for 50,000 rupees, but for that, for designing and developing that laptop, there will be so much cost involved. And now let us talk about product life cycle cost. So in initial time, what will happen is, this shows the timeline. Initial, then time progresses. Okay, and this is the cost. So in initially we do not commit to any cost. So percentage of total cost is zero because we are just starting to develop our product. And as we are just starting to develop our product, we can change it very easily. So this line shows how easily can we change the product. Now we have made concept design. So we have occurred some course, we have done some marketing and we are making some designs. So now the ease of change will reduce. Then we have developed our prototype. Once we have developed the prototype, if we want to change our product, we want to make some changes in product. So during till the development, we have invested about 90% of our product cost, development cost in prototype. So after that, if we want to change, then it will be difficult or it will cost us more money. And then there will be manufacturing. Once the product goes in manufacturing, the change uh, to make the change, we need to do so many things, and it will be very hard to change the product. And this is the cost that is actually occurred. So what is the difference between cost committed and cost occurred? Cost occurred is we are spending it, and cost committed is we have planned to spend. So in concept design, we have not spent much, but we have planned for spending, because once we have decided the concept, we know that what will be the material, what are the machines. So the cost for machines and material we have already planned, but when will we spend? We will spend that in manufacturing. That's why in manufacturing there is steep rise in cost incurred, but most of the planning is done to here. So planning is in design and prototype phasing. So we have planned that, okay, we will need 50 crore rupees for this product, but we have not spent 50 crores. When we will spend 50 crores, here we have planned that we will spend 50 crores, and we have spent those 50 crores during this manufacturing. So that is what cost incurred and cost committed shows. Okay. So this is a general idea about how product life cycle cost changes during the time, over the time, and what is the ease of change. If we want to change our mind and we want to make some changes in our idea, then it is easy to change as early as possible. So always we want to make sure that we analyze as much idea as in early stages. Once we have decided, we try to avoid any changes. We try to avoid any type of change if it is not necessary, we will not make any change, because the changing will cost us so much money. Now, how we can calculate this life cycle cost? So we can calculate it by this simple formula: total capital invested plus lifetime of operating cost plus lifetime of maintenance cost plus disposal cost. Because when we dispose the product, we will need to spend some money, and minus residual value. If the product has some amount of scrap value, then that will be reduced from it. If we take some example, say let us continue with our laptops example. So capital cost is the cost that I spent for buying the laptop. That is my capital cost, plus lifetime of operating cost. Operating cost is light bill. If I want to operate the laptop, then I want to use electricity, and that electricity charge will be operating cost. Maintenance cost is during the lifetime of laptop, what maintenance activities need to be done. If there is something that I replace or repair, if I change the battery, then cost of that will be of maintenance cost. And then disposal cost, what will be the disposal cost once the laptop's life is over, and say I want to decide that okay, laptop is now no longer working, but it's some parts of laptop might be useful. So what I will do is I will take the laptop to uh, someone who gives me appropriate value. So that person will charge say 100 rupees or 200 rupees to open my laptop and to see that how many parts will be worth purchasing. So that is disposal cost. And what is residual value? So after opening the laptop, that person says that okay, this and these parts are still working, and I will buy that for 1500 rupees. So that will be the residual value or resale value, and it should be subtracted because that is reducing my cost. That is the money coming to me, not going from me. So this is what life cycle costing is. Now, as we have discussed that types of products decide that how much will be development cost and what will be the total life cycle cost, what will be the total duration, total lifetime, total time of product development. So there are many types of product that can be categorized in different ways, but we will discuss very few of them here. The first is market pull products. These are the products which are demanded by customers, which are in constant demand. For example, these digital cameras, those are market pull products because customers are demanding that product. Customers are pulling it to be in market. Or mobile phones are market pull product because customer wants mobile phone. On the other hand, there will be technology push product. For example, microwave oven. The microwave oven came in the market when no one was knowing about it, but someone figured out that microwave can heat up things and we can cook from that heat. So someone gathered the technology and pushed the product in the market. Okay, see, this is the product, you can do this with this, and customers started buying it. So these are the technology push product. The first ever touchscreen mobile, which was introduced by IBM, that is also an example of technology push product because people do not at the time IBM introduced that touchscreen device, people had no idea about touchscreen technology. People were not demanding a mobile phone with touchscreen features, so they were not market pool. People were not demanding it, but as there was technology and someone decided to put together the technology, and they decided to push the product in the market. So those are called technology push product. Then there will be platform products. Platform products are the products which are built on some another products. For example, Sony Walkman. Walkman is a platform product. Why? Because similar types of product were already there in the market, and Sony just came up with another simple product. So this type of products are called platform product. The similar products already exist in the market, and you come up with a similar type of product. For example, there are so many number of mobile phones are there, and we know how to make mobile phones, how to build it. And if a new company comes up with a mobile phone of similar kind, then it will be called platform product. And platform product are generally easy to develop because we know about technology, and there is not much innovation going on. We are just building on a similar platform. These are called platform products. Many vehicles, many car manufacturing and automobile manufacturing companies products are platform products. Then process intensive products. Process intensive products are products which need so many of processes, so many different processes. If we say, for example, a car body will have aluminum material, it will have ultra high strength steel. So there are different types of materials. It will have mild steel, it will have hot form steel. So a same body, a simple body will have so many materials, and all those materials will be manufactured with different types of processes. So when single product required large amount of processes, large amount of different processes, it is known as process intensive product. Then there are customized products. Now let's say that this car is process intensive product, but all the cars will be having same process. uh, if we talk about say city, Honda City, then all the Honda City will have same process, it will have same manufacturing features, and it can be uh, manufactured on an assembly line. But there are some products which are customized for 10 or 20 peoples only. So these are called as customized products. And while designing customized product, we are not worried about optimizing every aspect of the product, but while we are designing assembly products, then we are worried about optimizing every aspect. Then there are some high risk products, for example satellite, space shuttle, etc. These are called high risk product because chances of their failure is large, and when they fail, it will have a very much hazardous effect on cost. So if we say that a satellite, if we are planning to send a satellite to moon, or send a say a search vehicle on moon, then risk of that product will be very high. We will not be even 70% sure that our project will be a success. So those are called high risk product. On the other hand, if someone is manufacturing a pen, then he will be 100% sure, or he will be at least 99.99% sure that his pen will work. So these are high risk product. And then there will be very complex product. As we talked about pen is very simple product, it hardly have 5 or 6 parts. But there are some products which will have thousands or even lakhs of parts. Cars, automobiles, it will have hundred and thousands of parts, while an airplane, it will have millions of parts. So these are a complex product which will have a very complex design. And then there are quick build product. Quick build product are the product which can be change manufactured very quickly. For example, this software, it is a quick build product. Any software is a quick build product. Why? Because once we build it, there is not very much process involved in it. We can build a software within say 2 or 5 months with a large team. We can build any software within 2 or 5 months or even in a year. We can design and develop a mobile phone in 6 or 8 months. So these are quick build products. It will not take very much time. But when we talk about complex products, so designing and developing on complex product, it will take in a number of years. It will take 10 years, 20 years to design and manufacture a single complex product. So this is all about different types of challenges we face in product development. Remember what were the challenges? Cost, quality of product and quality of product development process both. Then product development time and product development know-how. How once you have developed a product, how to develop the second product, how to uh, develop uh, how to keep developing the products. That is what product development know-how means. So these are challenges of product development, and cost and product development time are most focused two out of these four. We mainly focus on cost of product development because cost is always important while we are talking about profit, and industries always run because they want to make profit. And development time, why development time is important? Because customer demand is ever changing, and if you are late in developing a product, your competitor will develop a product and they will grab most of the market share. So you have to be quick in developing the product. Okay, by that note we will end today's session, and we will end our discussion of chapter 1 as well.